Alright, we should be nice, ready and good to go. A little bit earlier compared to the time I've set, but honest, who cares, I'm here already. So, progression wise, with the dailies and whatnot, I've actually managed to upgrade all my bases in Wuling as well. Right now it's only 2, and I think I might want to start saving up a little bit of credits for whenever 1.1 rolls around. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 1.1 is going to bring a third one, at least a third factory, a little bit of upgrades for the stuff that we can put down, but most importantly, a third area and lots of ferrium. Because even like this, my poor ferrium can't handle it. If I wanted to optimize the few resources I have, 300 usage, and I'm up to 90 max. I've already set up some ferrium to be brought over from the transport, regional transfer, but it's 1.5k every hour. It's way too little. Way too little. And I know I could do things manually, but if you try and do things manually, you can only move stacks of 50. And there's absolutely no way I'm sitting here and moving stacks of 50 manually. So, while we wait, I guess we can start with a little bit of exploration, because there were a couple of things I had to put my hands on. First would be the little wells. Doing some crystal myself or some pylon towers, that's a great idea too. Again, the only problem is that it takes ferrium. If they didn't take ferrium, we would be in freaking heaven. Okay, there's the courtyard right there. I should have all the materials with me. I guess we can try the sprinkler, because I've actually never used it. It's amethyst. Which pylons are you making? Also, hello desert, welcome. How have things been going? Alright, let's start by clearing the area a little bit. Huh. Okay, I was remembering wrong. Because I've been farming a lot of these as well. I think I had the material itself capped. But I was remembering wrong. That's great. Oh, the chest demands that we empty this one too. I guess we can start from here. Let's see how this works. Because we've got... Oh, we only have our fluid pumps. Also, I didn't even notice, this is way better healing compared to the higher Valley 4 materials. Okay, I don't know if you're going to use the supply here, but we should use the sprinklers. Can I craft some more? Back to the IC? Sure. Everything in Wuling is better, and by quality margin too, it's not even close. Alrighty then. So. There's our input. This should be our output. Seems like there's plenty of water down there. Might need to. Facing suitable targets. Oh, don't tell me I have to go and make the floor tiles. Where were they? Planting here. I've been crafting carbon just for this. But can we actually place this down anywhere? Because I'm afraid the pots can only be placed down on collection areas. Yep, out of plantable area. So it's not sprinklers. In contact with fluids or containers. So we need an empty pool. We need an empty pool somewhere to dump all the new water in. Yes, we have to empty this whole area as well. Can't sprinkler on nothing? Apparently not. The sprinkler has to be pointed towards plants. Plantable stuff at least. I tried placing containers, but containers only have a 500 capacity. We can technically put these here. Problem is whether it's going to work or not once we connect it. If we can connect it. Okay, looks like it's working. You can actually see the water drain. But this doesn't look like it's doing anything. Capacity 200. So is the water draining exclusively because it's inside the tube? Well, that would be something. Well, at least we managed to get the first rewards. Like the stuff I put on Discord with people doing puddle of medicine. That's pretty cool, yeah, but you need the puddle to be empty to do something like that. And now technically we have an empty one. So we should be able to use this empty one as a reverse for all the other stuff. Because the fluids just disappear by themselves. So there's our supply. And we have to link it down here. We'll probably do the same with the second water pump as well. Uh, 37,900. $37,900. I'm afraid this is not gonna work. Not like this. Is this one already full? This one is not full. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, now they're both asleep. I get the feeling if there's water being drained, it's due to the pipes, not anything else. $37,800, which is a little bit weird because the devs did say that's how you're supposed to do it. There's a pool with unlimited capacity near you if you want to drain the water non-stop. And that's exactly what I've been looking for. It's just that I haven't been able to find it. Left side on the way of the depot nodes. Okay, thank you. Let's see where this is. Alright, can't we just drop everything into the river? Something that's making me build here. No, it's not these. I'm sorry if that feels demanding. Could you give me a little bit better directions? Don't think I can see it. Near the teleporter, so back there. Right of the teleporter if you look from the map. So it should be... Oh, this one. I was looking for an empty pool, but I guess this one works. Okay, let's go 3. And we should be able to set up a third one over here as well. Thank you. I was going mad looking for that thing. Oh, come on. Are you for real? Well, that's one connected. For the others, I guess it's time to put down a couple of barrels, since it doesn't look like they'll be able to make it. Splitter, converters. We have a couple of barrels, we should be able to use just those. That's 2. And hopefully the third one is going to speed things up a bit. Finally. Looks like the capacity is locked though. 37. I think even with 3 we're going to be here for a while. So let's see if we can connect the other pools to these instead. This should be just one. Yeah, that's just one pool. Did it with 7 pumps, it took like 3 to 4 hours. Oh god. Yeah, we're going to be here a while. So it's a tomorrow kind of deal. But it's not too bad, at least it's another area that we can come back and explore. There's still a lot of side quests to do. More agriculture. Let's see if we can get some of the upgraded seeds here. The seed potion production is fine, but if I can get some buff potions, it's going to be all the better. And this should also unlock our planting stuff. We are completely understaffed, there's no way we'll make it in time. I'm in charge of this agricultural test site, can I help you? That outfit, I've seen it before. Don't tell me you'll the help Mrs. Fiona mentioned, the admin. We are planning to grow a batch of amber rice in the test fields for specialized research, but during transport over half our seeds were lost to the black tide. Right now, Nongye Tianshi are critically short-handed. Our plan is on the verge of collapse. Right here on these fields, if you're willing to help, you could ask the botanist over there, he has plenty of seeds. Well, Maureen seems to have come from Valley 4 and brought all sorts of seeds. This is also where we should get to use these sprinklers. Because back in Valley 4 we did unlock a planting stuff, but we didn't have the sprinkler to use it on. Got plenty of new seeds, didn't expect the land breakers, but since we are into them, might as well take a little something from them. Fixed price, no haggling. Amber rice. And everything else we can collect ourselves. That's a pretty wide area too. And it looks like they can't be too close to each other. Okay, all done. No wonder you're the admin. I've had some prior experience with cultivation. The crops need a lot of water, so they require constant hydration. Normally, this kind of work can be quite exhausting. I wonder if the admin has a solution for this. Some planting pots can only be grown in Wuling. An example is the amber rice. Some plots require multiple rounds of watering to make the plant grow. You can use these sprinklers, but there's absolutely no way we need one sprinkler for one plot, right? That's a bit tight, but I think it's 1 for 2. Again, not ideal. Absolutely not ideal. I need to go craft more sprinklers as well. Where do we get the water? There's the river down here. And I will be eternally grateful for the way they've treated electricity in this region. And no need to run back and forth setting the... you should connect... Is there any way to access the splitters and mergers when you're in this mode? I'm afraid there isn't. So we're going to need a second one. Hello sir, hey Odilino, welcome, how are things been going? They got us to actually farm rice. Alright, they need power. In the facility list you can find and place splitters. Oh, there we go, thank you. Yeah, that's better. That one pipe should be enough for both. I'm way too used to the caps lock mode. I'm not used to setting stuff up like this. Oh, because this is one early. They got me worried for half a second. But yeah, you place one pile and this thing made 5 connections in an instant. Okay, we set the plot down. Now we just need multiple rounds and waiting for the rice to grow. Once the rice grows, we can go back to the factory, split the seeds, keep on crafting more rice, then come back and set up a larger farming area. Okay, looks like all the time stuff is done. Dailies are done already. Let's go check what Yvonne wants. Believe it or not, I managed to not spoil myself all this time, so I actually have no clue what she does. I've seen the live stream, I know she uses guns and she does something with freezing, but that's basically it. Haven't seen a single video of her gameplays until now. And fingers crossed, if this is anything like Levatin's event, we should be able to play with her a little bit. This should be Yvonne's package right off the get-go. Yvonne's package has plenty of character, just like her. Super iterator. She calls herself this. Is it that fragile?
それから荷物に性的侵食サンプルのマークがないかは確認してくださいね。管理人、どうしたの？
Got a package for you. Got a delivery. Open it.
アンドレイ、またサボり？こないだの賭けでも負けて、今年いっぱいは荷物の受け取りを変わらせていただきますなんて言ってたのに、それで管理人走らせるなんてね。後でちゃんと叱っとくから。もう荷物の受け取りってほんとめんどいっていうか、だから管理人、
Aha! She's freaking adorable. Is it a package of research samples?
ああ、これね。研究用サンプルじゃなくて、ただのペンキ。
And she should be coming out next month, right?
なかなか届かなかったんだ。まあ、今さら使い道もないんだけどね。
What were you planning to use it for?
荷物は遅れたけど、管理人も来たことだし、ちょうどよかったかも。実は私。ついてきて、管理人。
3 weeks? Yeah, because we've got 6, 7 more days of Levatin's banner. Then we have Galbrena. Man, poor Galbrena. Not Galbrena, sorry, Gilberta. So freaking unlucky. Releasing between Surtur and Yvonne. Like, mind you, she's cute as hell, but she comes out as a nature support for a nature DPS that we currently don't have. And if she's focused around grouping units, she's mostly going to be useful for open world stuff. Unless a lot of bosses start having multiple summoning phases where they fill the field with trash. In that case, yeah, she's going to be really useful, but otherwise, I'm very afraid for Gilberta's usefulness. Why I saw people already got an Yvonne? Hello post, hey Vincent, welcome. That's because you can pull for Levatin, lose the 50-50, and you have a 2 in 7 chance to lose that 50-50 to the other rate-up characters, in this case Gilberta and Yvonne. If someone has already got an Yvonne, it means they were pulling for Levatin, lost the 50-50, and won the 1 in 7 chances for Yvonne. Graffiti? Is this a prank? Aren't you supposed to be a scientist researcher? Actually, if there are 2 units you want back to back, it's best to lose the 50-50 to the next one. There's something a little bit weird going on with the PT. Mind you, it's great that we have 120 guarantee. That makes the gacha cheaper compared to anything the Hoyoverse has thrown out. But we get some weird extra pulls here and there. Like, once Gilberta comes out, we will have the Gilberta launch event, which comes with 5 pools. We'll get 5 Gilberta-specific pools that we can buy from the shop, and we get another 10 pools from the past banner. Currently, my PT should be... I don't know, I think it's 80. But yeah, we get to do 20 pools for free on Gilberta's banner, and those all count towards PT. Then it's going to be the same on Yvonne's banner. We get another 40 pool, another 20 pools of PT on Yvonne's banner. So I don't know, the standard PT feels a bit weird. I think you can proc it every now and then, even if you don't save the full 120 for a character. But that only makes the gacha even cheaper. I guess I leave by mark. Agreed. The bad art is hurting my eyes. And the BGM should be her song, right? The one that hasn't been released yet. And events are coming too, so more pool currency hopefully. Events are coming, but the fact that is that we've basically burned through everything early game can give us. We've done all the exploration, we've done most of the quests. I think there's some clue quests that we can still do, but outside of that, the game is run dry. They still gave us quite a lot, mind you. We started with like 170 pools in 10 days. That's freaking insane. Oh, 170 premium pools in 10 days. That's freaking insane. So that leaves me with very high hopes for the future. Because again, I've been trying to temper my expectations for who can I possibly get, who must I skip. But if they keep giving us, feeding us this way, man, oh man. I think it might be possible to pick up 2 characters every 3 banners with like a decent 50-50 luck. Have you seen the new HSR trailer, Absolute Fever Dream? Yeah, I did. That was the new artist character drawing a shippy manga. If I got that right. Between Aha and the Destruction guy. Someone told me she was not afraid of getting caught. I thought someone was supposed to cover me. Also, across the entire research lab, I wonder who's painting graffiti on the walls. Maybe it's the character who has actual paint on her horns and tail.
私前にオブシディアンフェスティバルで超すごいアートを見たことあるんだ。描いた人の心の叫びって感じで、心の奥から湧き出てくる伝えたいこと、それが叫んでるみたいに直接ドーンってぶつかってくるっていうか。そうだな。
Apparently they internally changed the big pull target for the Plancardia cycle. I'm afraid I don't know what you're referring to. Who's the big pull target? Sparksy? How about a fragment of my memories? An old friend, perhaps? Visual impact is the only thing that counts. Let's keep on the memory theme, see if we can maybe get to remember something. And what about you, Yvonne? Got anything to scream about?
まだわかんないかも。一人で考えてると頭パンクしちゃうっていうか。でも創作にはやっぱインスピレーションが必要じゃん。管理に目覚ましてからいろんなとこ行ったよね。おすすめの場所とかないの？
The hub base has plenty of good spots. The place where I first saw an anchor. Let's see if we can get her and take her out for a walk. In Ampharis it was Castoris, in Plancardia they revoked the Sakura of that status, gave it to the new Silver Wolf instead. Well, I guess they want to keep, they want to stick with the gaming theme. And maybe this time Silver Wolf is not gonna get trolled. 今日めっちゃインスピレーション湧くっていうか、今ならいい絵が描けそうな気がするんだ。だから拒否権なし。 Great, let's get inspiration from Andres' lab.
やっぱ管理人もやる気じゃんね。
They are making it really damn hard to ignore these characters. Probably because, yeah, it was Japanese-based. Oh, come on. Surely the feud that they're having doesn't go that deep. They've already had to rework half the planet. And off he goes, and that's the last one. Yes, you know what? I think they're doing us dirty by releasing basically only female characters. I think there's like one male unit that's been kind of teased, kind of not, but that one male unit might be releasing somewhere around the end of March. Because for how things are right now, I absolutely have to save for Rossi. Again, there's no way I'm going to miss out on Rossi. I want 120 pulls for her. But before Rossi, I should be able to pick up another target. Problem is, that target has to be... I have to choose between Yvonne, Mifu, or Zhuhang Fangyi. Again, we don't probably know which of these characters are going to be 5 or 6 stars, but I get the feeling Tang might be the 5-star one, and everyone else is going to likely be 6 stars. There's also another Iberi, another little bird, that we haven't fully seen. That might be yet another 5-star unit. If all the reveals are just for 1.1 and 1.2. Yes, there's absolutely no way they keep releasing 3 characters per version. This triple release has to be for, well, release, launch, and I strongly doubt that they're going to go forward with a triple release every version. That would be absolute murder. Same murder that Yvonne is about to pull on Andre. That bird is about to have a heart attack. Zenless problem. Zenless also has yet another problem. The fact that they keep releasing an important support immediately before an important damage dealer. Kind of the same they've been doing in Wuthering Waves as well. People can't pull for 2 characters back to back. They need some time to save between a banner and the other. From a company standpoint, it makes sense, because they're trying to push you towards spending as much money as you can, but from a player perspective, it's really damn annoying. Skipping the entire idol line in Zenless, thank god. I think they're cute, but I might skip them as well. I basically just got Sushang myself, so I should have plenty of teams already. Thankfully, Zhao was free. And a nice triple skip should put plenty of pools in the bank. We'll see what happens later. Yvonne, that is a working man you're looking at. There is no decor. Sure, I can help. I guess I gotta bounce a while for gonna bounce for a while, Yvonne. She's already pissed off. She's not gonna like either of these options.
管理人の時間私が先にキープしてたのに。まあ管理人がいいならいいか。でもアンドレイ、エッチング装置の貸し出し期間は2ヶ月に変更ね。あと管理人と私はこの後も予定あるから時短で。じゃあここは任せて。戻ってきたら完璧にリメイクしといてあげるから。
イボンヌ、この実験室もう10年使ってて、目をつむってもどこに何があるかわかるっていうか、だからあんまりいじりすぎないでほしいっていうか。
Vicious disdain on her face.
安心していいからいってらっしゃい。
もうまったくイボンヌってば。管理人、ちょっと荷物を取ってくるから発電機通路で待ち合わせしよう。
Okay, to the generator gang away we go. Do you think they'll copy what they're doing, what Hoyoverse is doing when it comes to revealing patches as well? We get to 2 weeks before 1.1, they do a live stream presenting all the new stuff in 1.1. Yes, I think that's a really great idea. And that could also help players a lot, considering that Hypergriff does not like leaks.
イボンヌはあの荷物を受け取った時大丈夫そうだった。
She made graffiti with the paint?
絵を描いている。でもイボンヌらしいかも。それはそれでよかったってことだよね。
Yvonne wants me to help complete her work. Is there anything special about that paint?
それで管理人が付き合って
We'll see. I hope they do. I really hope they do.
いろいろ頼んだよ。
Because without things are going, I might have to wait until that live stream to decide which characters I want to pull for.
プロジェクト的には俺の部下だけど、創造性に関して
Not to mention, I need to see how many savings I can stack up until that live stream happens.
いわゆる天才と一緒に働くってなると別の苦労もある。最初俺たちは全然信用してもらえなくて、でも目指す先は同じならいつかきっと分かり合える。これは修正工業研究所にとってすっごく大切な設備なんだ。ああ、問題なさそうだ。再起動してみよう。管理人、さすがだよ。
Surtur might hit a bit too hard for some of these. Or not hard enough. He moves away a bit too far for the final hit.
本当にすごいよ。管理人、昔と全然変わらないね。イボンヌの方はどうなってるかな。俺の実験室、遊園地になってたりとか。
And speaking of Yvonne, are you done distracting me?
イボンヌの創造性は暴れん坊の打獣っていうか、止めるためにはそれ以上に速く走らないといけない。まあ一旦この話は置いておいて、早く戻らなくちゃ。よし、急がなきゃ。
and back to the lab we go. Please tell me it's all pink. I'm gonna laugh so hard if it's all pink.
管理人イボンヌのことをもう一つ。試作モデルのプロジェクトは成功した。でもこれから先イボンヌはどうするのか、何を考えてるのか、俺にはわからないんだ。ああ見えても管理人のことをすっごく尊敬してるから、さりげなく聞いてみてもらえないかな。
Sure thing. I'm actually curious myself. The cameraman. The cameraman is doing a perfect job.
不合格。でもリメイクは完了。前よりスペースも広くしといたよ。机もバージョンアップ済み。ボタン2回押したらパーティーモードになるから、誰か招待した時とかに使えるはず。てかあのマッサージ機、中の機械私のひいおじいちゃんよりも年上だったんだけど、とっくに生産終了してるし、とりあえず繋いだだけで、新しいやつ申請しといた方がいいよ。
Your speed is incredible. Things seem to have been worked out.
全部終わったの？すごいよ。さすがイボンヌだ。そういえばさっきファビアンから連絡があったよ。イボンヌを探してるみたいだったけど、どうしたんだろう。
管理人と一緒に超すごい作品作ろうとしてて、実験エリアでいろいろ試してたとこだったから。あ、でも私たちの居場所バラしちゃダメだからね、絶対。それにまだちょっとインスピレーションが足りないっていうか。そうだ、最近印象に残ったものとかある？
急に言われても。あ、さっき直した発電機通路はどう？この後電力が復旧したかテストするんだけど、全部のライトを一斉につけるからすっごく綺麗なんだよ。
いいじゃん。
Just lights? If we want Yvonne to see some pretty lights, we should be able to bring her over to Wuling. They do drone shows there.
実験室ちゃんと見といてよね。サプライズ仕込んどいたから。
And of course, well, it's not all pink, but almost. The price when you're working with a genius. Honestly, deserved. Screw Andre.
でもまあいいのかな。たまには気分転換、新しい風っていうか。全然悪くない。ほらイボンヌ、ライトがついたよ。
That's it? That's the inspiration?
管理人、ちょっとピンときたかも。でもまだなんか足りないっていうか。こことオリジニウム実験エリア以外でいい感じの場所はないかな。
There's an origin load spring with 3 anchors. We met a giant aglos at the origin load spring.
鉱山エリア、いいじゃん。目的地決定。行こう行こう。
Okay, I guess this is going to be the excuse for some little bit of combat.
ねえ、超 こっちの方ってあんま来たことなかったけど、前来た時と雰囲気全然違うっていうか。
The Ether Rupture really affected this place. Rebuilding will take a while.
そうだね。めっちゃ大変なことはあったけど、みんな超頑張ってるし、絶対なんとかなる。で、管理人の知り合いは？
I don't see Alia around. I'll ask the people.
オッケー、探しに行こう。とりあえずちょっと聞いてみようか。
それでなんであんなにアンゲロスがたくさんいるんだって話になって、見てないな。アリア、あそこを取り返せたのは管理今日のお別れ会を待ってたんだ。亡くなった仲間を弔ってやるために。
Apparently not.
管理人、あんたもお別れ会に来たのか。
And off?
今回の事故で亡くなった仲間がいる。ちゃんと見送ってやりたいんだ。でも本当は生き残った俺たちのための時間なのかもな。
I don't see Alia anywhere. Is Alia helping out with the ceremony?
親を亡くした子供の面倒を見ているはずだ。ただどこも手は足りていないだろうから、見回りとか掃除とか他のことをしているかもしれない。
はいはい、しょうがないな。遊んであげてもいいよ。じゃあ、私が列銃やるから、みんなは打銃ちゃんね。みんな隠れろ。列銃に食べられちゃうぞ。ガオー。うわ、こっち来た。早く隠れるぞ。私たち全員を捕まえたら、アリアお姉ちゃんがどこにいるか教えてあげてもいいよ。全員？わっ、へっへん、仲間のお出まし。最強列銃コンビ参上。
Why are you going to have to scare children?
ちゃんと隠れないと見つかったらみんなの負けだからね。
Hide and seek? I'm an expert in that.
管理人、早く。ガキンチョたちギャフンと言わせ。じゃなくて、勝ったらアリアがどこにいるか教えてもらう約束したから。
And yeah, they did a very great job with all these little expressions for the admin. Especially considering that they're wearing a mask, so pretty difficult for them to emote any more than that. A lot of it has to be in the body posture. And the second one doesn't count?
どっちがたくさん見つけるか勝負しようよ。
次はどこに行こうかな。
Hey, I saw footprints over here.
見つかった。管理人。管理人、逃げるのはなし。
That's another key that doesn't count.
管理人、私の圧勝じゃん。どこだ、出てこい。ガオー。
Oh god, she keeps doing the Gao thing.
また1ポイントゲット。圧倒的大勝利。まだ終わってないよ。隠れてる最後の一人はどこかな。
No way there's another one in here, right? Where did they send the last one? Oh, I guess she got it.
やったー、大勝利。やっぱ最強の列獣は私ってこと。管理人ももうちょっとかな。
And thankfully it wasn't a competition.
ちょっと欲しいっていうか。楽しかったー。ね、もう一回やろうよ。そうだな。でも今はダメ。ほら、約束じゃん。負けたらアリアお姉ちゃんがどこにいるか教えるって。仕方ないな。アリアお姉ちゃんね、後でみんなで時代ゆりかごに行くんだって言ってたの。だからそっちにいると思う。オッケー、ダジュウちゃんたちありがとね。今度はボムバチちゃんも一緒に要塞ディフェンスやろう。
Alright, next stop, Cradle of the Ages. And again, fingers crossed, we get to play with... Damn it. We get to play around with her a little. Oh, come on. We finally have combat. I'm afraid that might not happen at this rate.
Hmm, もう大丈夫そうだけどね。あ、聞きたいことあったんだ。管理人からこの辺に詳しいって聞いて、どっかいい感じにおすすめの場所とかある？
Yes, it's not like it's early for her release. She's in the game already. If you've lost a 50-50, there's a potential chance that you could be playing around with her. I just wanted to experience her gameplay by myself.
好物スポット、見張りと広場、それからおばあちゃんが言ってました。昔のオリジニウム3はとても綺麗だったって。全部元通りにしたいんです。でもいつになるか。アリア、これあげる。これはペンキ。これで絵を描こうとしてたんだけど、注文しすぎちゃったから1個くらいあげてもいいかなって。想像してみて。トロッコが走ってタワークレーンがぐるぐる回ってオリジニウムの結晶がキラキラ反射して、そんな未来が来たらこのペンキで綺麗なオリジニウムツリー描いたらいいじゃん。はい、ありがとうございます。そういえばオリジニウムの結晶で思い出したのですが、あそこならいいんじゃないかって。何時代より
The cave?
管理人さんが巨大アンゲロスを倒した
Yeah,
場
we're
所です。
bringing her out in the Originium
瞬間
caves.
を見ることはできませんでしたが、記憶に刻まなくてはいけない出来事に違いありません。巨大なアンゲロスって鳥アンゲロスのこと？管理人、行こう。で、何があったかも教えて。できるだけ詳しく。
Are you going to draw me? I'm a little shy, you know.
ちょうど私たちもお別れ会の準備をしているところだったんです。よかったら一緒に行きましょう。これパルス波の跡かな。ここはすっかり変わり果ててしまいましたが、必ず元に戻してみせます。
美味しいものを食べにブリョに行きたいって言ってたのに連れて行ってあげられなかった。
怖がらなくても大丈夫だ。命は消えても風になる。大切なものにもまた会える。
Oh, right. What happens to the people now? Does Originium still assemble everything? Sorry, assimilate everything?
新しく芽吹いた木がこの土地の傷を癒してくれることを願って。さっき遊んだ子たちあっちにいるね。別れを告げて悲しみを受け止めて記憶に残す。そのためにみんなお祈りしているんです。生き残った私たちが思いと希望を背負って進んでいくんです。管理人、
Because even if they have access to medicine that can keep Oripathy at bay, they basically live with Originium like this. So kind of everyone might be infected. And if they're infected, I guess Originium does not completely consume them, which is why they don't get absorbed into it. I'll have to look a little bit deeper into this. It was Tata. Without it, these children wouldn't be here.
Tata, みんなを守ったんだね。
みんななんで喋らないの？パパ、ママ、どこ行っちゃったの？
あの光が見える？あれはね、昔あった大きな大きな木の光なんだよ。パパもママもその木と同じだよ。遠くに行っちゃったけど光を残してくれた。この光がみんなを守ってくれるの。こうやってオリジニウムツリーの苗木を守っているみたいに。これ内緒の話なんだけどね、鉱山エリアが元通りになったらアリアお姉ちゃんが壁にでっかいオリジニウムツリーの絵描いてくれるって。アリアお姉ちゃんは特別な絵の具を持ってるの。この光もきっと超綺麗に描けるはずだよ。その時はみんなも一緒にお手伝いしてあげてね。で、その絵と一緒に元気いっぱい大きくなること、約束。わかった。
As long as this valley stays protected, I guess. I still can't believe the way that they've turned on Originium. It was the bane of everyone's existence back in Arknights. Now it's the base material upon which everyone's lives are founded. Oh, finally! It's just us.
裂け目がタタを。イボンヌ、大丈夫？は こう。
And no, she doesn't sound okay. Oh, hey there.
クロウ先生、こっちは今どんな感じ？
お前とタタのおかげで悪くない。落ち着くまでには時間がかかるだろうが、あとは良くなるだけだからな。
ああ、本当はみんな相変わらずじゃん。全然戦いの後も残ってるのに、もう仕事とか裂け目を閉じれたのもみんなで必死に積み重ねてきたデータの成果なんだもんね。
研究も随分進展した。これ以上ありがたいこともね。関連データは後で送ってやる。ただし規則通り機密に関わる内容は工業団の正式な手順が必要だがな。は
あ、それめっちゃ面倒なやつ。アンドレイにお願いすればいいか。なんとかしてくれそう。うん、ありがとね先生。絶対役に立つはずだし、それにいつかタタも元通りにできるかもしれないし。
元通りか。
イボンヌ先輩ですよね。一緒に写真撮ってくれませんか？
What? She's got fans?
先輩？写真って私と？本当に？
論文たくさん読みました。クロウ先生もよく先輩のお話ししてくれて、まさか生で会えるなんて。
Well, someone got a little
私
admirer.
のところにいた時はあんま顔はしなかった。これからもあいつのこと頼むぞ。
No trouble at all. I hope she can stay happy.
正直よくわからん。いつも一人で機械をいじってるようなやつだ。それに誰かに気を使われることも得意じゃねえときた。
Which girl are you referring
い
to?
けないかと心配した時もあったがな。ただ同じ速さで歩ける仲間がいなかった。それだけの話じゃ。ああやって楽しそうにしている姿を見て安心したよ。
I'm pretty curious about her
イボンヌは
past.
誰もが認める天才だった。卒業する前からいろんな企業に目をつけられとったよ。最初は環タロ商会に入ったが、利益だの採算だのうるさく言われるのが嫌だったみたいじゃな。すぐ辞めおった。次は航海員に行ったが、刺激が足りないとかでたった数日で辞めた。わしはあいつを引き止めたいと思っとった。じゃが工業団の連中とうまくいくはずもなかろう。喧嘩ばっかりで静かな避難座一日もなかった。
So she left both companies in order to move to Endfield and start working with us instead.
正直少し安心する気持ちもあったが、あの才能だ。手放すのが惜しくてな。試作モデルのプロジェクトともなれば任せられるのはあいつくらいしかいねえ。それでアンドレイを頼った。また苦労をかけたがな。
And so she came to Endfield.
イボンヌに聞いたことがある。エンドフィールドに残る特別な理由があるのかと。
What did she say?
一緒にいて楽しいと思える仲間がたくさんいる。じゃと。
Yeah, I guess Yvonne is making us happy
それを
too.
見て安心した。管理人、イボンヌはさっき元通りと口にしていたな。タタの件はあいつに深い傷を負わせた。懲役を抑えるために犠牲にするなど思いもしていなかっただろうからな。むしろ自分の責任だと考えておるのかもしれん。それにもう一度自分の手で 生み出す覚悟もできていない。おそらくじゃが。
クロウ先生、管理人にも説教タイム？
I mean, we've got multiple rifts being opened. The next rift is right under Wuling, so we might need another Tata eventually.
早く帰ろう。
The one thing I found a little bit weird is that the characters are being kind of locked into their respective regions. And I would very much like to see them expand a little bit outside of that. Because Yvonne works for Endfield. Now Endfield is working on restoring Wuling and closing the rift down in their waters. She should be popping up in Wuling's story as well.
取材？
Holy tail. They went really hard with the croc. Yvonne is collecting inspiration for her work. We're making a paint together.
新しいアイデアを思いついたのか？話してみろ。
やだ。ああ、でも本当に口出ししないって約束するなら教えてあげてもいいけど。
Tail is the best part. Imagine, eventually, Tomimi Reconvener.
いい。もう分かってる。完成したら見せてもらおうじゃねえか。ああ、イボンヌ。一緒にいて楽しい仲間とやらはまた見つかったのか？
先生、目の前にいるのに見えないわけ
？Hold on. Yeah, there's a couple of pictures I can't really put on screen here. Where's my display capture? There's my display capture. That's Tomimi. She's a cute little caster back in base Arknights, and that's the alligator tail. Largest tail in the entire game. And she has a bit of a complex about her tail, kind of the same way that... what's her name? I forgot. One of the healers in Grand Blue Fantasy has about her thighs. It's larger than her body. Imagine seeing this thing running around. And Nafi again, I'm very afraid that we're not going to see her in combat. That's a person addicted to tail. Well, we know reconveners can be anyone, so who knows? Honest, this feels balanced. At least somewhat. I don't think a tail should be starting that far up her spine, but this still feels somewhat balanced. Tomimi is all tail. And again, more belly shots. 10 out of 10 cameraman, I swear.
めっちゃ忙しそうだし、私たちのこと見張ってる暇とかないって。戻ってくる前に最後の仕上げして、逃げるが勝ちってこと。 一応できたけど微妙にいけてないっていうか違うような気がなんか足りない気がする。管理人なんだろうね。
What is it missing? Something you want to scream about?
うん管理人最後にもう一箇所だけ付き合ってくれる？
Alright, that's weird. I thought this was supposed to be the last step.
地下に超可愛いアイス屋さんあるんだ。行こうなんてね。ただのお散歩だから付き合ってよね。
Oh, and she's a capricious little one, isn't she?
大変なことになったな。
ああ工業団の人じゃん。どうしたの？トラブル？
イボンヌさんに管理人さんまで。どうしてこんなところに？実はアンゲロスが地下作業室に侵入したんだ。まだ正確な数は確認できていない。
なるほどね。全然大丈夫。私たち地下に行くとこだったし、アンゲロスくらいボムバチちゃんに任せとけばいいし。
工業団の支援がもうすぐ到着するはずですけど、待たなくて大丈夫ですか？
もう早く。設備全部壊されちゃってもいいの？
It's fine, we can clear them out. Don't worry, just let us through.
ほら管理人も言ってるんだし、全然心配いらないってば。任せてって。
わかった。下に降りたことは保安局に伝える。通信は切らずにいてくれ。
じゃあ管理人お掃除に出発。アイスちゃん準備完了。ボムバチちゃんパラメーター異常なしで、私の銃弾もバッチリ。もういけるよ。ちゃんとはぐれないでついてきてよ。
オリジニウムが歌っているんだ。
Oh, finally!
よし同期完了。いつでも
Finally, we get to try her out. Let's see. Basic, 5 sequences, cryo damage, final strike for 17 stagger. Same dive, same finisher. Freezing bomb explodes when it hits the enemy, deal cryo damage. If the enemy has cryo infliction or nature infliction, consumes them to apply solidification and deal cryo damage to the target based on the number of stacks consumed. Nature infliction 2, huh? I get the feeling we might be busting out the other lizard as well. After the battle, skill successfully applies solidification. Yvonne gains additional ultimate energy based on the number of stacks consumed. Ultimate energy can only trigger once. Flash Freezer. When the control operator performs a final strike on an enemy with solidification. So we want to solidify people. Non-cryo plus cryo. She should be working fine with Ardelia. She should be working fine with the other lizard. But we start with the other lizard for the combo, so that the other lizard can also keep on applying cryo stacks. Either that, or we just keep Perlica in our team, since the cryo and electro reaction gives lowers elemental resistances. While active, Frostbite releases energy to attack nearby enemies, cryo damage, and pulls them towards itself. After it expires, it explodes and forcibly applies solidification to deal cryo damage to nearby enemies. After the combo skill successfully hits the enemy, she gains additional ultimate energy, only one time. So that's double ultimate energy gain, so she can spam this thing. Deploys the bot Thinkabella, makes Yvonne the controlled operator, enhances Yvonne's basic attack. Each basic attack sequence grants a stack of critical rate buff. After reaching max stacks, Yvonne also gains a crit damage buff. When the skill is about to end, basic attack becomes a final strike that deals massive cryo damage. If the enemy is solidified, Yvonne performs an additional attack that deals cryo damage and then consumes solidification. We need a number on the crit damage buff here, because crit rate, crit damage stats kind of suck right now. We have one set with crit rate, but I think it only gives like 20-ish%. And we have nothing that gives crit damage. Crit damage is capped at 50% for our operators. Bomb Beta, after applying solidification, next basic attack directly becomes a final strike. Oh shit, that's big. Against enemy with cryo infliction, crit damage plus 10%, effect doubled against enemies with solidification. Okay, that is 70% crit damage against solidified enemies, plus whatever crit damage she gets from her ultimate.
What?
14% base crit rate, I guess from a little bit from weapon, 4% crit rate, but fracture only adds cryo damage dealt. And gear wise, we're stuck with Yvonne. Jesus, she's just throwing it back. Gear wise, we're stuck with some 4-star ones at 3% crit rate. The menu animations are so cute, man. This one worries me though. Like, what the hell? That's a bit much. I appreciate it, but that's a bit much. And of course, she's the Zero, no flash freezer. She's laying. She's going to force us to pull, isn't she? Not too sold on the crit rate, crit damage dynamic at the moment. I need to see more buffs. But she's level 50. And the other characters, MC is a forced pick. The other two aren't. As much as I like Last Rite, I don't know if she's going to be a good fit. Because Last Rite needs 3 stacks of cryo for her own thing. But she also buffs single target attacks, buffs the main attack, so maybe as a secondary might not be all that bad. That post became a full meme. I don't know, I was surprised. I was very surprised. I will just throw them in there. And you can't stop me. Let's see, who else? If it's solidification she wants, we've got support, heal, and cryostats. We got solidification from her as well. Alternatively, there's possibly Perlica. Mostly for the electro-infliction, because after the electro-infliction you should be able to use the cryo-infliction from her, which applies solidification. which applies solidification. And Perdica herself has extra debuffs on top of this infliction here.
Endfield 危機対策班準備完了。
準備できてないとか
Otherwise,
ないよね。どうかご指令を管理人。
tail party. A full tail party, we bring Fluorite. Does Fluorite 2 her combo. When the enemy has 2 stacks of Cryo or Nature, she does the combo and does an extra infliction for that element. Might not be that bad a call. And I think we should be fine without gear. Hell, we should be fine with Yvonne alone. They made us wait a while. They really made us wait a while. Finally, we can play around with her. MC is a penguin, we got a penguin's tail as well. Brother. Yeah. Shush. Yeah, Gilberta is not going to stand a chance. Gilberta is going to get whatever pools we got for free, and that's about it.
あの交換用のユニット、クロー先生がくれたやつ、予算ほんとなくってお下がりしか使えなかったんだよね。でも全然バカにできないよ。工業団の最新技術はほとんどここから始まってるんだから、理念と技術さえあれば、
When Skyfire
どんな道具で
alt?
だって完璧な作品を書くことができる。もうちょい下かな。
Not too sure about Skyfire. Honestly, base Arknights has way too many operators that I would love to see here in Endfield. It's just one at a time. I would still very much like for Endfield to be its own thing. So one reconvener every now and then is fine, but I would love to see a lot more Endfield standalone units. Alright, Unit 1. Can we go now? I'm itching to try her out. Okay, that's the attack chain. Tell you what, I've tried playing around with Wolfguard main to deal damage. Ranged combat might not be my thing. Okay, and that's the upgraded one. Through everything in Zenless at the guaranteed NB banner, got her. Oh, nice, grats. Wolfguard sits in the back for me and gives Levatine burn stacks. I was curious to see how it felt, mostly because it's ranged combat. But there's something missing. I don't know if it's with the hits, the hits don't register as strongly as melee attacks. I don't know if it's just with the attack speed. Attack speed might be a little bit slow, doesn't feel that great to attack from range. Or if it has to do with targeting, because sometimes I can't tell which enemy a ranged unit is targeting. Feels like the bullets don't have any impact either. Yeah, that's the same for me as well. And I was worried that trying to fight with Yvonne might have been something similar. First gen prototype exhibit. First gen prototype was decommissioned due to its larger size, poor heat dissipation, and power supply issues, making it unfit for practical uses. It underwent thousands of tests, gathering invaluable data for the UWST. Every scar is proof of its effort. So that's the Tata before Tata. The movement though, the poses though. They've put a ton of work into this character and it shows. Is this navigable? Did you design this? You know how to switch it off, right? You don't sound too convinced there. So we're just going to have to go in there and start jumping lasers. Oh, it's the same as the... Okay. We've done this once already, but with steam. Looks like they all stem from the same side. And never forget the pink stuff. There's always supposed to be pink stuff somewhere. Any zip-by pullers in Genshin? I'm afraid not. Like, mind you, she looks pretty damn hot, but nah. We have Nicole on the horizon. Is this going to be all? I think this might be all. If anything, I'm a little bit shit out of luck because I tried going for Ineffa, since that's the one character I kind of wanted but couldn't get. But I ended up losing under 50-50, so I think I'm just going to wait for Nicole at this point. Nicole and Alice. By saving up, I should be able to pick up both. Alright, also I guess they really do not keep any sort of chests or secret in these areas.
これ放置されすぎて権限ロックされてるじゃん。ってことは先に呼び出し装置を再起動しなきゃ。起動パスワードが変更されてるかも。管理人、どっかにヒントあると思うんだけど頼める？近くに音声ログとか残ってないかな。そしたら新しいパスワードも入ってるはずだし。とりあえず
Okay, random audio
連れ
logs.
てけば絶対なんとかなる。よろしく。
No problem. Come on then, bye tea.
管理人の方、頼んだよ。私は呼び出し装置の基盤を解析しとくから、パスワードは任せた。
Even the light is pink.
管理人、急にどうしたの？てか、この曲めっちゃ久しぶりに聴いたな。音楽あるとやっぱテンション上がる。いいじゃん。
この金属のケースはアイスちゃんのサイズと同じくらいだ。イボンヌが用意したのかな。君たちは大事にされているみたいだね。
イボンヌのやつ忘れ物してやがる。
I think there was a little bit more fine-tuning to do every now and then. There's a couple of animations that just lock from one place into the other. There's a couple of camera movements that are a bit too jarring, again, from one place to the other. Those could have been fixed. But honestly, I'm still surprised by the way the game has launched. I've had zero problems with graphics, I've had no crashes. Everything has just been working smoothly. Seems like the command is super iterator.
管理人、おかえり。
And this is something I wanted to see a bit more as well. Maybe some abandoned factories change the mood a little bit, make it dark, dangerous, do something fun with lights. They have the engine, they can definitely do it. At least in Genshin, Varka is the easiest skip ever. Varka comes out in a patch by himself, right?
ここほぼ私しか使ってないしね。設備のことも何があるかも全部分かってて当然。
Because it sounds like he has the after anniversary kind of curse. Even though I don't know why people keep trying to lump Yaemiko into that range of characters. I actually pulled for Yaemiko. I've been very happy with my Miko for years. That or Nicole with him. I'm praying for a single patch. More single patches we get, the better. Because when it comes to Genshin, the pool income per patch is lower compared to all the other Hoyoverse games.
だって一人のが楽だし、工業団のみんないい人だとは思うけど、それでも合わないことってあるじゃん。
If they release one character per patch, it's still kind of balanced. You can pick one up, skip one every now and then. But if they go the Star Rail or Zenless way and they release 2 characters per patch with only 70 to 80 pools per version, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Varka, Hanemo, X and Zirkel DPS, and I hear he wants 2 units of another element of, well, the same element in his team. So you also have to pair him with either 2 fire units, 2 ice units, or whatever. And of course, Bennett Jianling are always there. Pretty sure Bennett Jianling will be the baseline to help him out. Or I don't know, Fischl? Fischl and a second Electro might be a thing.
くっそ、
I hear people trying to bring Venti into the line. Bennett plus Durin, there's no other way. Yeah, but then you run with a triple male team. Who wants to do that? Oh, cannons. We're fighting guns with guns. Okay, that one fired already. You need to if you want to be in FA damage numbers. Nah, I think the best choice is just going to be to skip Barca. You don't worry about any of that. Like, if anyone who's been playing the game for a while probably already has 2 or 3 decent teams at this point. Alright, there's one good aspect here, and that's that Yvonne has a heat animation whenever she attacks something. So you can tell which enemy she's attacking. Now can she charge up the ultimate? That's the finisher. But we're not generating enough cryo like this. MC is a bit of a dead slot. And there's the ultimate with a little kissy. Oh god, that's adorable. God damn it, I'm going to have to pull for Yvonne, am I not? He does like half the damage of Mabuika I've seen on Calc. That's something for a 2026 unit. Well, look on the bright side. One entire patch to save for the next one. I'm on the Sandrone Copium for the next one. I've seen some cursed leaks. Now, sadly, leaks is something I don't really want to believe anymore. Ever since people started lying about, like, Arlecchino dying in Fontaine, who do you want to believe anymore? Me not, I guess me neither, but I entertained the thought. What are the chances they're not going to make Sandrone a puppeteering unit? Newest story? No, not yet. I kind of stopped playing Genshin at the very beginning of the Moon Saga. I got to the new area and kind of stopped there. The idea was to start streaming it from there, but things happened and I really couldn't. I've seen a few things here and there, mostly with how the patch progressed. I know we're going to meet the 3 moon goddesses, but that's about it. I know the Dottore has something to do with it. Apparently we bitch slapped Dottore into another dimension. Okay, let's stop and wait.
これ私が工業団来たばっかの時にやったやつだ。何年前だったかな。
That's not so bad. That's pretty bad though.
次行ってみよ
Oh, we're not supposed to go there anymore. The story is really good, just that they wasted lots of time on Milastra Wonderland instead of expanding, not Cry. I heard that complaint as well, and I hear Milastra Wonderland apparently is going to be ripped out of Genshin and become its own thing.
そうこかな。あ、そうだ。管理人、ちょっと待ってて。
Honest, I tried Milastra a little bit. I'm not a big fan. What it should have been in the first place. Yeah, basically a standalone game, kind of like Roblox. Just you build stuff in the Genshin engine.
超いいこと思いついちゃった。とりあえず待ってて。
And we're almost surrounded by Ageloy. And any idea now?
先は私がやるから、外のアンゲロスは管理人に任せた。伝説の管理人様なら楽勝じゃんね。頑張れ、ファイト。
分かったよ。
That's it. Just go and fight. Oh, she's not even in the... She's seriously not even in the team. I made this team to buffer. They're saying Sandrine is Electro Superconduct support. Not even Snoop Dogg can be that high. Superconduct support for whom? In EFA? Flames? Okay, so she's finally done.
わ、思ってたよりすごいんだけど、さすが管理人。
Gotta keep you safe. Can't afford to expose a friend to danger.
本当？じゃあずっと守ってくれる？まあ冗談は
Superconduct is...
あとはあの子
I forgot physical was a thing in Genshin, I swear.
にしてもここ来るのほんと久々。バタバタしすぎて時間の
Nah, absolutely not. There's no way she can revive Eula. Eula was released and abandoned basically the patch after her release. I think I've used Eula a couple of times in some of the multi-team events. Because Eula plus Cryo plus Beidou was still kind of fun to run. But there's some insane energy requirements in that team, and the damage is also very, very low. The only fun part about playing Eula in those events where multiple waves of enemies keep spawning is that you can clear an entire wave while her ultimate charges up, then a new wave spawns and the ultimate clears it instantly. That's the only fun part. But now, if they want to make her a physical support, they're going to have to release a proper new physical damage dealer. But if you want to release a proper physical damage dealer, you need to release 2026 damage multipliers. Even if they want to rework Eula, I don't think Eula is going to do that much. Now, mind you, if they could, I would love it. Because I have a C1 Eula gotten in 40 pools. I would very much enjoy being able to bring her out again. But unless that happens, I'm not gonna believe it. I'm not gonna hold my hopes up. of course, I'll definitely be on your side.
じゃあ覚悟しといてよね。
Plangula with Bennett Fire Infusion. Plangula, this way they also revive, what's her name? The Crane.
代わりに行こ
The Crane was supposed to be good for plunging. She was supposed to be good with Narmea. But apparently not. Because Narmea, you just run with fire supports
う。これでラス
for overload. Where are you guys going? That was weird.
ト。ここまでは順調かな。で、あれは。
Crane still decent, just not on top. The few times I needed a
まだ
launch
取っといて
team,
くれてたんだ。
Crane wasn't cutting it.
同じとこに
I think it's been mostly in Stygia non-slot, so makes sense that you have to push things a little bit further, but Crane wasn't letting me deal enough damage in Stygian. Sunstained in Genshin are just doomed? Don't think that's always the case, it's just that... I don't know. Some game modes are basically made for some units. And what is this now? Oh, right. C6 forward vape for the hell?
ねえ、管理人はどうするの？
Also, I think it's a fetish at this point. Flip phones. We are this far in the future. Why are you guys still using flip phones? Like, these kind of flip phones were a bit of a meme back in anime when flip phones were actually the daily occurrence. But now everyone has a smartphone or a tablet or something like that. I hope someone didn't die over there. But now, yeah, everyone has a tablet or a smartphone or something like that. So why flip phones? My first own phone I got was a flip phone. Look, I'm old as well, I had a flip phone too. It made sense because that's the type of phones that were produced back then. These guys are supposed to be in the future. They have holographic screens.
これが終わったら次はどこ行くの？
I guess they still have record players. That might be it. Might be something like a collector item. The same way people like to listen to record players nowadays. 1.3 megapixels, it had Bluetooth instead of infrared. Oh god, you're reminding me of infrared connections. The first time I connected to the internet was through an infrared connection. I was using an Ericsson phone, not Sony Ericsson, only Ericsson, before they were acquired by Sony. And I was using that phone as a modem connected through an infrared dongle to my computer in order to go online. The first little bit of music I've downloaded from the internet, it was from Emule, and Emule had a maximum download speed of 3.4 kilobytes per second. You heard that right, I don't remember that wrong. 3.4 kilobytes per second. I used to play online video games like that. My first MMO was Ragnarok Online back in... God, I think it was 2004. Not gonna lie. but I was playing Ragnarok Online on that connection. I think I had like 2.5 seconds of ping, but at least all I was doing was running around with an archer, kiting enemies off of cliffs. Used to download a song in the morning, went to school, then came back, and maybe it wasn't even done. Now, let me hit you with yet another boomer pill. Have you ever had to convert an MP3 file into something smaller that sounded like shit just so you could put music on your phone? Because we didn't have space back then. Because I want to see the complete graffiti, and I'm happy to help. With the little pinky brush, is freaking adorable. How am I supposed to skip her? Man, I'm almost 40, I even got Minitel. Boomers unite, we're all getting there. Alright, boss fight. Holy damage! Oh wait, no, that's just the damage of one hit. It kept stacking up. That's the solidification. That's the AoE that pulls everyone together. And I like that when you crit, the game actually lets you know, because the damage has a little crit text on top of it. Interrupt. I should have brought allies of a little bit higher level, I'm afraid. Okay, that was a bit too fast now, wasn't it? I used to go to the library because they had very good laptop, and I burned my stuff on CDs there. Oh, speaking of CDs, one of the main reasons why I had to learn to pirate was the fact that my dad loved movies, and he wanted his own DVD collection. He would print the little flyers that go into DVDs, and he even had a stamping tool to put the little covers onto the DVDs themselves. That was weird. That was pretty weird. Time to head back, but what if I don't want to let you go? My friend did that too, without the stamps, but just the covers. I think a lot of us did. Back when console piracy was still a thing, and people were selling pirated, like PS1, PS2 games in small, not really stalls, but you could find these pirated games out on the street, very legal. Yo, hey Invictus, welcome. How have things been going?
一緒に行こう。
We're just reminiscing about very, very old tech stuff.
ここほんと相変わらずだな。
This low piano and the old projects. How does MC see with that mask on? I guess the mask has kind of cameras, and all it's doing is projecting what they see just with a lower brightness, so MC doesn't burn her eyes.
みんなに助けてもらってた。だから完成したんだよね。
It's in Tata's... Oh wait, this is the screen that Tata has for her emojis. This place must be where you first designed Tata.
So, ここでタタの研究を始めた。最初はね、私の超天才的なアイデアをいっぱい詰め込んで懲役をぶち壊す傑作作ってやるって。ウィッチタイムの新作、流行ってる音楽、ニューランクウッドの映画の続編、みんなの毎日を守りたかったんだ。でもいつからだったかな、タタにはもっと可能性があるんじゃないかって。いつか私と一緒に歩いてくれる仲間になるんじゃないかって。
Now, there is a common saying in filmmaking, mostly, and it goes, if you have one, you have none. That's because single items can be misplaced, can be lost, can be broken, so it's always great to have a spare. Tata, for all intents and purposes, is a machine. You shouldn't have built only one. You build an army of Tatas, so that anything happens to the first, you will always have spares. This should hit hard, because it's her loss for a very beloved project. But at the same time, I can't keep out of my mind the fact that she should have built more.
結局タタはみんなの毎日も守ってくれた。私の代わりに。私が4号やつのデータをいっぱい詰め込んだから、それでタタはあんなことしたの？それとも私の願いを押し付けちゃったから？世界で一番大切で大好きな車ちゃんなのに、私はタタが考えてることもわかんなくて、守ることもできなくって。 あの時そばにいることも。この塗料ももう使えない。
So the paint's actually meant for Tata's coating.
タタにいい感じに塗装してあげたかったのにな。届くの遅すぎ。
So will the quest actually end with Yvonne finding the resolve to rebuild Tata? Because I can't look at her like this.
これまだ消されてなかったんだ。ここに座右の銘でも書こうかなって超悩みまくって、結局シンプルなのにしたんだ。綺麗に設計するって自分へのメッセージみたいなもの。そろそろ行こっか。
This place means a lot to you. Thanks for taking me here.
ここにいるといろんなことを思い出しちゃう。けど大丈夫だよ。そんな顔しないで。私はもう行けるよ。管理人は？じゃあ行こう。みんな待ってるだろうしね。
I used to have a walk disc with a little bag of burned CDs, all the Linkin Park stuff on there. I think we lived basically the same adolescence, all of us who grew up in the same period. Because that was so common back then. The disk drive that kept skipping every time you took a step, even though they weren't supposed to.
ああ、助かった。何度も手間をかけてすまない。
All the friends who could not use computers, who kept begging you to help them out.
ああ、あれ私が書いたの。でもちゃんと消すつもりで。
いや、いい。規則はあるが、アリーザの話
And of course, having to take care of your PC for your family as well. Anything happens to the PC and it's your fault.
あれはまだ未完成なんだろ。できれば最後まで書いてほしい。
え、どうしたの？ランドブレーカーに頭殴られたとか？
アリーザと同じ反応だ。俺はそんな奴に見えるのか？実験エリアの被害は甚大で、みんなずっと落ち込んでいたんだ。でもあの絵を見て本当に綺麗だと思った。完成を待っている人も多いんだよ。あんたが実験エリアに元気をくれた。感謝してる。
てか、私呼んだのってこのため？
Oh, cool. They actually want her to finish the mural.
一応言っておくが、今回は特別だ。今後も同じように好き勝手やっていいとは言っていないからな。でも、実験エリアを守ってくれたのはあんたとタダだ。本当に色々してくれた。だから皆、あんたに直接感謝を伝えたいって思ってる。
代わりに、私こういうの苦手っていうか、助けて
You got ton of friends, just say hi and you're welcome. First time. Nah, come on.
タタはあの時怖かったよね。私がちゃんと、そしたら
タタは笑ってたよ。こんな風にね。
ちょっとやめて。タタそんな顔じゃない。
Well, at least she finally got to let it out. She's been holding those tears in ever since Teta sacrificed herself. That's some pretty cute art style too.
ずっとタタのこと描こうって決めてたんだ。でも完成して記憶の中のタタと違ってたら、もし下手で全然似てなかったら、タタの笑顔、4号家地のみんなの笑顔を集めて一番可愛い顔にしたんだよ。忘れるはずなんてないのに。
All of us found it hard to accept that Tata had left us.
私、タタがいなくなったなんて認めない。絶対。タタを元通りにする。今度こそ絶対守ってあげる。二度といなくなったりとか。
And finally, she has the resolve to rebuild it. Just make at least 2 more this time. We can provide all the basic materials that she needs. Just make sure to build more.
そういう時があるよ。
それ、本当？
遠い夢の中の話だ。夢が何を語ったかも目覚めるたびにいつも忘れて。でも涙は嘘をつかない。いつでも誰かが待っている。そんな気がするんだ。
なんでそんな言い方するの？いつかどこか遠くに行っちゃうみたいな、もう帰ってこないみたいな言い方。
自分じゃない。エンドフィールドが向かっているんだ。はるか遠く、目的地へと。
うん、管理人を絶対一人になんかしない。私もみんなも。それにまだちょっと時間あるな。管理人来て。
And what's next? I need to wait to get resources in Endfield. Time to do my quest backlog. I still have to get on that too. There's way too many side quests. But at least looks like they really loaded the game up. Even if you want to play 3-4 hours a day, I don't think you'll be running out of content at least for like 2 weeks, maybe 3. We will definitely run out of content before 1.0 though. 1.1 though.
バックアップを取らなかったんだ。管理人、もしタタが戻ってきて私たちとの記憶を全部忘れちゃってたら、タタって言えるのかな？
You might be asking that to the wrong person, because we are asking that very same question to ourselves. Interesting. Is the admin still the admin?
管理人とタタじゃ全然違うじゃん。って意外と似てるとこあるかも。全部変わるからこそできた特別な存在。唯一無二の超ブラッシュアップ。ねえ、いいこと思いついちゃった。管理人もこの傑作の作者に。傑作じゃなくて大切な仲間。
I'm with you all the way. Wait, our very own companion, is she hinting at what I'm thinking she's hinting at?
管理人がさっき言ってた遥か遠い目的地、絶対たどり着けるよ。私もいてみんなもいる。それにタダも。
Love, Scream, and the prototype complete. That was good. That was really damn good. Don't think I would put it on par with Levatine's quest, but maybe there's like 0.1 point difference. And the respiration so quickly.
ほんとありがとね。困ったこととか遊びに行きたい時とかすぐ声かけてくれていいからね。
Oh, we got a pigment jar. That's nice. And again, most of it stands due to the fact that I think they should have just built 2 Tatas. Build 2 Tatas, keep spares, keep backups, keep everything. While Surtur was actually looking for herself. That made that quest hit a little bit harder. As well as the fact that she shared that looking for herself with the admin, with MC. Still, this was great. I can't wait for Yvonne to finally come out and become playable. But there's one problem. There's one very big problem. Let me open this thing. Flashbang warning in 3, 2, 1. Yvonne comes out on February 24th. That's 4 days after my birthday. How nice. Currently, I've got... No, not 67, I've got 74 pools. And I've got listed here my expectations for the future at 80 pools per version. This turned out to be... Oh god, 6-7. No! Damn me. This turned out to be very, very low compared to however much stuff we got in 1.0. I think when it comes to 1.0, the average pool income was around 160. Like double. So, hold on. Let's say we can clear the entire version, put this at 160 total for the entire version. That means I should start Gilberta's banner at 107 and hit Yvonne's banner at 133. That makes Yvonne a very likely pickup. But if I pick Yvonne, I'm left with maybe only up to 93 pools for Zhuang Fangyi if she's the second 1.1 character. But I should be meeting Rossi with 133. this is going to be my end, if they truly release them one after the other. And that's mostly because I'm counting on Tank being a 5-star, and there's an extra library that was somewhere in the promotional material that hasn't been shown in-game yet. Hopefully that is a 5-star too. I do expect Hypergriff to release 5 stars at a fairly decent rate. We've had a few characters promoted to us, shown to us. I don't think all of these are going to be 6 stars. So that's the dilemma. Because this 120 has to be here, and this cannot be moved. So it's going to be an either or between Yvonne and Zuhang. Another thing to consider is possibly the amount of resources that I'm going to have to put into these characters, because it's all for different teams. Physical is the one I've been focusing on for the time being, mostly due to Levatine. But for Levatine to go to 90, it's going to take a while, and it's going to cost even more in TP points. Also, this is fairly premium, I would say. Levatine has gotten her weapon. The gear should be fine. I started leveling this one up as well. Doesn't seem that difficult, but it does take quite a little bit of credits. Credits that at the current level for the Wuling facilities we can't really bring up all that much. But by the time 1.2 comes around, if the Wuling facilities can output as much money as the facilities in Valley 4 can, even leveling up and maxing out armor isn't going to be that big a problem. There's also the fact that this is level 70 armor, and for sure this is considered, oh yeah, this is considered 5-star. This is currently the best armor we can get, but there's going to be 6-star level 90 armor later down the line. That's going to be even more expensive to level up, but we don't know when that's gonna happen. We will likely have to see an entire new region before that comes out, so 2.0 at the earliest, next year, if we're lucky. Little Wolf Guard has gotten his weapon too. Can't even level this one up. (68 out of 80). Akekuri, I made it to 80-80. I don't know if I want to max her out. I don't know if I want to bring her to Elite 4. Because I have a little bit of hope that maybe Rossi can take her place. That is, if Rossi turns out to be a hit character Vanguard. We go basically from 4-star Vanguard that gives us some SP, as well as Link and a little bit of a damage boost from her weapon. 3% hit damage boost when she recovers SP, to Rossi. And then we're going to have a laugh with the fire team, with the heat team. Ardea is likely sticking around. She stacks with corrosion, she stacks with corrosion works with Levatine as well, so she's not moving, she's not leaving. She was 6-7 too. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. The devs were also crazy to give us the weapon for free. I don't know why they did that, I'm just happy they did. But honestly, we had a really strong start. Endfield has an extremely strong start. After the heat team, I still want to level up my physical one. I think Administrator is actually quite good. I've had a lot of fun playing with them. There's only the problem whether I want to bring up Li Feng or Pog. Because with Li Feng, I've been fine just starting fights with Turbid Avatar for knockdown and vulnerability, and from this you start the entire combo chain, which ends with Enmin applying Origin Crystals and then bursting to blow them up. Chen, I don't think is going anywhere. Chen is way too good. Sword to the Stars, sure, has a 16-second cooldown, but this applies lift on a combo trigger. Extra debuffs on combo are so damn powerful. I strongly doubt we're going to see anything like Chen releasing anytime soon. But for the physical team, the healer is always the same, Delia. So I will want to swap things around a bit. And now that's the problem. Physical feels done, 3 6 stars, 1 5-star support. I don't think I'm going to be improving on this anytime soon. Heat is kind of done. Again, hopefully Akekuri gets replaced with Rossi eventually. Zhuhang Fangyi should end up in here. And Zhuhang Fangyi is the main reason why I don't want to level up my electric team, because I don't want to level up Awienna. I know she's fun, I know this team can be very fun, but if I start leveling up Awienna, then I'm going to replace her very, very soon with Zhuhang, so I would rather just wait for Zhuhang to come out, pick her up, and then build up the rest of the team. Yvonne, I don't know. I think Yvonne would be fine in something like this if we replace Fluorite with her. Because this one buffs the controlled operator. And the final strike of the controlled operator applies cryo damage and cryo infliction. And this would go on top of whatever Yvonne can already do. And it's either this, and yeah, at that point you likely replace Snowshine with Perlica for the electric debuff, and that's about it. They're releasing way too many characters way too fast. But I guess I'm going to have to wait until... what's his name? Uh, 1.1 should be releasing on March 12th. So somewhere around end of February, we should get the 1.1 livestream, unless they want to do it 1 week before. End of February, early March. Hopefully they're going to do the 1.1 livestream, let us know which characters are coming out, let us know which rarity these characters are, and most importantly, the order of release. Because if Zhuhang is released first, there's even less of a chance of picking Yvonne up. Wouldn't they just release a few male units? It would make things so freaking easy if they were to release some male units. Ah well, I guess not much point into overthinking this. Just have to keep on counting pools, see how much we can get until the version ends, and wait for the live stream. Because again, if the live stream has Mifu and Zhuang Fangyi, then it's likely, almost guaranteed, Rossi will be pushed to 1.2, if not 1.3. How much is this? 4 pools, 10,400. and 27,000. That is 79 pools in the bag. So yeah, 79 pools in the bag. We're waiting for Gilberta. 2 weeks of Gilberta's banner. During the duration of Gilberta's banners, there's also going to be new events, so should be possible. Oh hell, getting second guaranteed for Yvonne, not really possible. Basically guaranteed at this point. But 1.1 worries me. 1.1 worries me a lot. For the time being, we got more quests to do. More Originite to grind for. From here on south. Eight. Oh, right, no. I got scared for a second there. This is a line I've put down because it needs to go into the filling unit. The filling unit is not producing at 100% capacity right now. It needs this extra line. But I don't know where to make it start from. I will need to use this space right here. But I need to basically remake the entire factory. Because I've got my battery production line over on this side, connected with the third grinder off of the base, and I don't think I can move this. This is also a little bit smaller compared to the real big stuff. Just like bug capsules A, they actually take a while. They actually take a lot to be produced. Something seems locked though. Oh no, it's just the old factories getting clogged. Oh wait, no, something doesn't fit. What the hell is happening here? Why is this production slowing down? Oh, they're not getting back flow. Did I run out of bug flowers? I actually ran out of bug flowers. Okay, that's slowing me down a lot. I'm going to need some extra bug flower cultivations. Where the hell do I put them though? Okay, that one is still going. This will eventually switch, just have to clear all the lanes. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess. I still need to fix it up and figure out a way to potentially use the corner down there. Because like this, there's way too many potential outputs that are being not used. All the other factories should be doing fine though. And as long as I can produce enough to keep the daily production kept up for money, should be fine.
これはエンドフィールドの管理人閣下。お目にかかれて光栄です。担当者？何をおっしゃいますか、管理人閣下。この件はずっと初めから私が担当していますよ。改めまして、エリクソン商事の営業担当、アレクサンドルでございます。
Phone, be right back.
管理人閣下、そのお姿、その貫禄。この取引は間違いなく成功すると確信いたしました。
And back. Let's get back to questing. Where did Hartman go?
存じ上げませんが。
He was the company representative who met me yesterday. There's no Hartman in your company.
なんとそんなことが。しかし、さすが管理人閣下でございますね。目が肥えていらっしゃる。もう少しで詐欺師に先を越されて、取引が白紙になっていたところでしたよ。
Hartman is a fraud, didn't meet a swindler. And how are we sure it's not the other way around?
ニュースを見る暇もないでしょうが、実は最近4号家地に悪名高い詐欺師がうろついているようなのです。有名な会社の社員を装い、あちこちで詐欺を
Time to watch a Kyostin video again? What are you stuck with? Factory?
のジップラインはまだ市場に多く出回ってはいません。ならば、それを知っているのは長年輸送業界に携わっている営業担当くらいでしょう。もちろん、製品に問題がある
And look where I need to put Melantha. Sadly, when it comes to the turret mode, the tower defense mode in here, they didn't bring Melantha over. And you can only do one fight with your operators. The second part is turrets only.
早く偽の契約書にサインさせようと他社の見積もりを探り、それを大幅に超えるとんでもない額を提示してくるでしょう。
I think that's a nice nod to OG Arknights, but they could have improved that a little bit. Also, what the hell is this face? And Min?
もう少しで取り返しがつかなくなるところでしたね。
待てよ。お前たちも詐欺にあったのか？
Did they scam you too? I'm actually quite confused.
くそ、詐欺師の野郎め。 ここ最近で何回もやられたんだ。商品を騙し取られたり、取引を横取りされたり、本当に世も末だ。このご時世、商売だけで大変だっていうのに、詐欺師までいるんじゃもう終わりさ。みんな財布の紐も固くなってる。取引を成立させるだけで至難の業だ。
どうやら私の同業者のようですね。
ああ、たまたま通りかかっただけだ。
After unlocking the last mineral in Valley 4, I can finally do some stuff in my base.
俺の話は忘れてくれよ。
That's the mineral after Wolfgang's quest, isn't it? The very last spot.
社長さん、それにそっちの同業者。俺はハンス、営業担当だ。こうして会えたのも何かの縁かもな。名刺をやるよ。受け取ってくれ。ちっぽけな商売しかしてねえのによ。詐欺には会いたくねえな。
どうです、管理人閣下。私だけが言っている話ではないのですよ。さて、契約書の準備もできました。オフィスにお伺いしますから、契約を進めようじゃありませんか。
Hold on, I need to update your file.
管理人、間に合った。管理人、サインしちゃダメです。
And there's Hartman, finally.
エリクソン商事の社員なんかじゃないんですから。アレクサンドル、お前のような大企業の有名営業マンがこんな卑怯な真似をするなんてな。
Is this a joke to you guys?
おやおや、急に現れて管理人閣下をからかうとは。それに、私はあなたのような詐欺師のことは存じ上げませんよ。
はあ？お前、私が詐欺師だって。管理人、見てください。昨日の怪我の跡がまだ残っているでしょう。私が詐欺師だったらこんなことになってませんよ。
それがわざとではないと証明できればいいんですがね。
お前管理人、これは会社の端末です。確認してみてください。エリクソン商事の社員名簿にアレクサンドルなんて名前の人間はいないんですから。
Oh god. We've got 3 potential scammers pointing at each other right here. Submit list of employees of Ericsson Trading House.
はいはい、わかりました。もういいです。
Gonna use the full power I've learned from my school days. Copy and paste. I think it's convenient that they brought blueprints over, but I can't really use them. I don't want to. I think figuring out a way to reverse engineer a production line can be fun in and of itself. That's how I ended up with 4 different bases at least. They're not all 100% efficiency. I think I've built something a bit too much for ferrium, and I don't know where to take that out at this point. But still, as bad as it is, at least I've done it myself.
こんな時に閣下だなんて、そんなよそよそしい真似できるわけないでしょ。ただ、もしお気に入りでしたら、これからもそう呼ばせていただきますがね。
Yeah, nah, I don't want to get buddy-buddy with any of these two at this point.
私のことを悪人だとお思いかもしれませんがね。それほど単純な話ではないのです。お分かりでしょう。それに、
It's good for people like me who aren't good at that stuff, otherwise they will lose a lot of people, trust me. Oh yeah, there's already been a lot of people saying that the base building gameplay doesn't fit Endfield and it should go. It should go the same way that they removed the TV gameplay from Celestone Zero. And personally, get filtered. That's all I can say to these kind of people. It's fine if you don't want to engage with it. They gave you blueprints for that reason, but it's still part of the game, at least a little bit when it comes to income and whatnot, and try and figure out how to balance things out. You should kind of do a little bit. I like certain parts, but the progression kind of sucks. They need to ease you better into it. I think you like Wuling more, because Wuling's progression is lower. You have fewer things to build, a lot more space to do so. Even though the payout that you get is also smaller, it lets you breathe a lot more. You can play around with the few facilities that they give you a little bit more, try and figure out how they work, and what's the best way to put them and build around them. Something that couldn't really happen in Valley 4, because it feels like Valley 4 we just completely rushed through it.
そうですね。焦りが出てしまいました。我々が提示できる金額では最終選考に残ることも難しいと判断したのです。しかしチャンスを逃すまいと。ただこれはあくまで私個人の判断であり、会社には一切関係ございません。ご安心ください。それから予算を十分に確保できなかったことも理由の一つです。御社の製品が持つ可能性を私は高く評価しているのですよ。
I don't know, I don't really trust any word coming out of Alexander's mouth.
会社にも掛け合いました。爆発的にヒットするだろうと、結果的に身分を偽ることになってしまいましたが、先に商談の機会をいただきたかっただけ。
And this is exactly what a scammer would say.
それは管理人、騙されないでください。我が社の規模は確かに小さいですが、来期全力を尽くして記者の製品をプッシュしようとしています。そのための資金も用意があります。
それは先週オフィスを複数解約したと聞いていましたがね。ちなみにそのオフィスは今我々が借りているのですよ。
管理人、クラビスは総会で競合製品の買い取りをしたことを危機として語るような会社ですからね。もしかすると記者のジップライン販売計画を邪魔して模倣品を売り込むつもりなのかもしれませんよ。とにかく私たちは記者の製品に会社の命運をかけるつもりなのです。エリクソン商事が新しいマーケットを切り開くためのチャンスですから。
大企業には大企業なりの問題があるものですよ。スキャンダルによって株価に影響が出る。
最近大規模なリストラがあったはずだ。それも日常茶飯事だっていうのか。
まあところ変わればなんとやら常に柔軟な対応が求められるものなのですよ。とにかく
Or a black one, if you can fire people willy-nilly.
信頼に値するものでしょう。少なくとも資金繰りが悪化して事業を縮小している小さな会社よりはずっと。
違う、資金の問題じゃない。我が社は方針を変更したんだ。
Maybe we should wrap things up for now.
そうですか。ではクラビスカンタロ貿易会社の名義で新しい契約書を用意しております。
And I'm still not signing anything. No way we're signing anything about that. Also, this is what I mentioned. These are the blueprints I've been using so far. We got something for battery, close and simple. But we went from 3-4 factories like seed productions, seed line. I think I destroyed the others. But in any case, Oh, there it is. This is a small stuff factory I've made to put around one of the big pylons. It uses all 6 outputs. One is for batteries. We've got one amethyst bottle production. We've got origo crust production, another amethyst material production, and one ferrium part production. This makes all the base stuff that we need to craft towers, factory stuff, and whatnot. And we go from simple 1 factory line, 2 factory lines, or stuff like level 70 gear. This is easy too. This is 3 outputs for 1 grinder, 2 more refinements for 1 gearing. Level 50 gear was something similar, if I remember correctly. You have 3 outputs, little bit of stuff, and output product. That's it. And we go from these to... Oh, this is the Wuling battery. It takes a few more outputs, a few more refinement stuff, but still, triple grinder into 1 final product. This is still fairly easy. But that's like the middle part, because then we go into the back capsule. That's kind of insane. Back capsule wants 6 grinders here, and 2 more grinders for yet another bottle production line. That's 8 grinders for a single filling unit. I still have to figure out a way to slot all this stuff properly, but that's also a ton of outputs. And the same goes for the battery as well. The battery is a little bit smaller, requires fewer grinders, but that's still a little bit of a longer process. Not to mention, it still takes quite a lot of space. And we go from one to the other in a 1 week span. Meanwhile, if you go on to Wuling, there's a recipe for this Skyforge, double Skyforge. Single one is just half of it. And again, it's easy. 1 shredder, 1 grinder, 2 refinement, and end product. Small and easy. Same goes for the Yazen potions. Takes 5 input lines, maybe 6 if you want to make 1 extra. If you want 1 extra fitting unit for ferrium parts, but then it's 1 packaging, and you're done. I'm sure that we're going to see something similar to this sort of stuff in Wuling as well, but likely 1.1, 1.2. So you have weeks to play around with the current things and try and figure out a way to make them smaller before eventually the requirements for the new materials are going to skyrocket and turn into a mess. A real big mess. And I think that's a little bit of a faux pas they might have made here at the beginning. Because we were not supposed to be working around with this sort of stuff right out of the gate. Which is why I think if you use blueprints for this stuff and you start working around stuff on your own when you get to Wuling, you might enjoy the factory gameplay a lot more. Also, you kind of need to play around with this stuff yourself, because Wuling wants water. Wuling adds pipelines on top of the standard transport belts. Yeah, also constantly surprised by the fact that the game just keeps it here. No lag, no nothing, just tons and tons of factories on screen. I was worried those things would kill performance. Okay, let's see what these guys do. Alexander said everything you need to say. I'm sure someone of your legendary acumen has carefully weighted every choice and identified the option that benefits both parties. I have faith in your decision. Clavis is one of the most reputable leaders in the transport and logistics sector of Talos 2. We have proven ourselves with 30 years of success and integrity.
管理人、見た限りエリクソンは信頼できそうにない。
They're both bad.
クラビスの方が信頼できるかって言われたらな。
なんだ？お前の意見は聞いていないが？
Tell me more about your 2 cents.
管理人、小さな会社と契約するのは賭けみたいなもんだ。でも大手と契約するとなれば裏に潜む闇も深くなる。ちょっとした餌に釣られて大きな落とし穴に落とされるとかな。もちろんあくまで俺の個人的な見解だ。ところでもし入札について再検討するなら俺にも声をかけてくれよな。俺はメンデス工業の営業担当で入札会にも参加したことがある。
And of course, Hans has to chime in too with his own production line.
管理人、
なんだ？お前のい...
Then Malak, this is a major deal. Why is Alexander the Viper so interested in it? My wife told me yesterday to read our horoscopes. You are on a different planet. You're still doing horoscopes. Come on. The sign said today would be a day of incredible success. I really thought everything would work out, but it's true, we do have some operational issues. This is why we're looking for new opportunities. I never intended to hide it from you, I swear. I just don't want anything to significantly affect your judgment. A document holder. No, not here. Where did I put it? Surely it's not in the valuable stash. Oh, it is. Mission item. But looks like we can't read it. I'm gonna eat now. If my sandleaf stock drops when I get back, I'm gonna crash out. Hold on. Make sure it's high enough. Make sure it's high enough. If it's not high enough, make another factory just in case. Check the AIC report. And check the yield and usage. Yes, first one is the actual real one. Second one is the theoretical data for the possibly maxed out one. If you make a factory and the factory doesn't work at 100%, the usage here still shows it. In any case, have a nice dinner. Yield and usage same. In that case, it should not go any lower. Document holder for the contract. Didn't expect it to show up here. I was rushing to sign a contract with the company and ran into a minor hiccup along the way, so I dealt with these less essential items on my own. Huh. Wife, what do you have to say? Theoretical one is in the red though. That means you could burn more if you build more stuff. But you have to build more stuff. I can't really decide now. I'm thinking what's for dinner. Looks like dinner is on multiple people's minds.
それでは今日はひとまず情報を更新して明日また話し合いましょう。取引先には明日もう一度来るように伝えておきます。
A man named Alexander appeared today. He claimed to be the actual agent of Ericsson, but when we sought through his act, he admitted to be an employee of Clavis. That sounds ridiculous. I guess we'll have to create a new file about this man. I'm still a little worried. This guy gives us mixed signals and weird vibes from head to toe, not trustworthy at all. We also met a passerby named Hans. He claimed to be an employee of Mendes Manufacturing. This company actually took part in the bidding process. We should keep our eyes on this Hans. It's fine to trust him. Hey, at least he came out to admit what company he worked for. Admin, did you manage to meet with Hartman again? Do we have an update on this agent? And him too admitted his real plans. He swears his company will devote all resources in producing the contracted product that works in our favor.
Kandini, これまでに集めた証拠はこちらです。ハルトマンさんの社員証、アレクサンドルさんが契約書を入れていた袋。管理人、この袋は少し古いもののようですね。クラビス社は今年の初めにグループロゴを変更しています。けれど、この袋に印刷されているのは以前のロゴ。
Maybe he liked the steel design. Did he fabricate the document? Likely that he is the actual scammer.
アレクサンドルさんの言う通り、契約書を受け取ったのが直近であれば、新しいロゴが使われているはずです。
俺も気になってることがある。
And imagine being outed for your scam by an old logo of all things.
いや、引き裂かれたような傷だった。人間につけられたものじゃないと思う。アレクサンドルはこの辺りで何度か見かけたことがある。お前たちの代わりに俺が尾行してもいい？
私も。さ、アレクサンドルの社員証って見た？ハルトマンが持ってたんだし、アレクサンドルも持ってるんじゃないかなって。
あいつの話ぶりだと、事実説明のタイミングで証拠として出そうとしてるんじゃないか。
なんか気づいちゃったって思ったのにな。
チェンの勘は当たっているところもあると思うわ。実はアレクサンドルさんに話を聞いたときに、社員証をなくして再発行手続き中だと言っていたの。
And what a horrible excuse. He lost his ID at just the right time. What a coincidence.
社員証や身分情報がなければ、クラビス社のシステムにはログインすらできませんから。
わかった。偽エリクソン社員じゃなくて偽クラビス社員だったってことだね。もしかして私天才？
This requires a screenshot as well. I knew I was smart with that face, Chen. That is the second reaction pick this time.
念のため取引現場にもう一度行ってみましょう。見逃した手がかりがあるかもしれません。
足跡だ。新しいな。どこに向かったかスキャンで確認してくれ。
The dashcam flickers with several audio logs saved. Jason, my friend, come on, just give me one more month. I'll get your money. We're the best buddies, right? Did I ever lie to you? Last time, hey partner, last time was a special case. I paid you back in the end, right? I wasn't borrowing from someone else to pay you back. I'm driving and I can't really talk right now. and he ended up crashing. Internal letter of Clevis TGG, notice of corporate restructuring. Summary of the contents: the business and sales department failed to achieve the expected figures and shall undergo corporate streamlining and downsizing. Very nice way of saying they were getting fired. Hello, Da, what is this? Did you eat something today? Are you still in the hospital? Can't let this continue. I remember the surgeon saying something about the nutrient mix. Negotiate this order for you, just give me the details. Ericsson Trading House. These multimers are actually competition. Don't misunderstand, I'm not being picky. They're not partnering with someone else. Endfield? They dropped us in round 1? Depends on how far the Endfield Ericsson negotiation went. They're signing a contract already. I'll get my things and head right over. What about Mendes? They're sending Hans? No, Hans is no negotiator. The guy's a merc. Expose them? Partner amateur professional, we need to scare the youngling a little. The frontier is filled with breakers and scum. No one would suspect anything else. An empty bottle. The mouth is giving off a strong sour smell. The quality of the contents suggests that its buyer did not care about taste. A letter notifying Alexander that his employment has been discontinued. So yeah, bro got fired and he tried to make an entire deal go off because of that.
それにハンスって人もただの通りすがりじゃなくて、あとハルトマンが強盗に襲われたってやつにもアレクサンドルが関わってるってことだよね。でも今回の件の首謀者ってわけじゃなさそうだし、誰か指示してる人がいると。
事故現場の情報はフィオナに送って分析を進めてもらっているから、何か分かったことがあれば連絡があるはずよ。
とりあえずハルトマンが襲撃されたって場所をもう一度調べた方がいい。
管理人、結果が出たよ。クロスボウの破片と座標の情報を弾道学の専門家クラットさんに送ったんだ。射出方向を計算して三角測量で正確な位置も割り出してもらったよ。今データを送信するね。
やっぱり俺の考えは間違ってなかった。ハルトマンを襲撃したクロスボウはランドブレーカーのものじゃない。
ほーん、ランドブレーカーとはいろいろあったけど、罪をかぶせるのは許せないってこと？
So it was all a setup
ランドブレーカーになりすましてる。
from at least two of them.
位置情報だとクロスボウの発射地点は
足跡だ。とにかく誰かがランドブレーカーになりすましてる。クロスボウを撃った場所を調べれば黒幕もわかるはずだ。
誰が犯人でも私がいるからね。弱い者いじめなんて許せないしさ。
Should be right about here. Charred bits of clothing. You can sort of tell this used to be a common Landbreaker outfit. Upon closer inspection, you also notice a burned ID pass bearing the logo of Mendes Manufacturing.
答えが見えてきたな。
どれどれ？メンデス工業？なんか聞き覚え。ハンスだ。うんうん。だって都合良すぎてたしね。 こんな広いタロ2のあんな端っこでさ、関係者4人が集まるなんておかしいし。ちなみにこっちもたまたま4人いるけどさ、ペリカ、私の言いたいことわかるよね？
録音だとハンスはメンデスから派遣されたと。でもどう見ても普通の営業担当には見えない。こういう時は利害関係だけ考えた方がいい。偶然なんてそうそう起きるもんじゃない。
今分かっているのは、ハウスの後ろにいるメンデス工業がハルトマンを襲撃したこと。その目的はアレクサンドルに計画を実行させるためだったということ。
Hartman really needs to read his horoscopes.
この件もそろそろ決着がつきそうですね。
Hope everyone is free to chat right now. We had an internal discussion. We have arrived at a preliminary conclusion of our partner for the zipline venture. Let's meet up somewhere and talk in person. I don't think I have a zip line that goes up there. Okay, just barely. Great. They sure chose a nice spot, didn't they?
皆さん、こちらで情報をまとめてきました。
なんですか？私の車を調べたと。令状はお持ちでしょうか？訴えてもいいのですよ。
Yeah, you can try, but you're in no position to talk.
あの毒蛇がリストラされたって。だからこんな小さな取引に目をつけたってわけか。まったく笑えるな。バチが当たったんだよ。文明地帯でやりたい放題。我が物顔で歩いて因果応報だよ。ざまあ見ろ。
And I get the feeling that Bro is singing victory a bit too early.
なんで泣くんだよ。まさか今のたった一言二言で泣き出したわけじゃ。
申し訳ありません。この取引を成功させていたならば、もしかして。
Also, the edge of a cliff is not a great location for this deal, especially when we know there's someone who might try something a little bit crazy if things don't go his way. Yeah, case in point. Either he jumps or pushes someone off.
今までのやり方は恨みを買うことも多かったと理解しています。
You did way worse than stepping on a few toes, kind of late for regrets.
私はもう十分に罰を受けた。そう思いませんか？お願いですよ。はあ。私は時代遅れだと分かっています。昔、紹介で当たり前だったことなど、もうとっくに通用しなくなっている。会社で重視されるのは効率、体裁。けれど私は所詮町で取り立てをしていたチンピラでしかない。けれど諦められないのです。どうかお助けください。
おい、 どういうことだ。アレクサンドル、バラさないって約束だっただろ
そんな感じか。
まあ
He actually screwed up twice.
エリクソンにこの取引を取られたくなかっただけでな。もともと混乱に乗じて利益がちょっとでも得られたらありがたいくらいに思っていたが、エンドフィールドさんよ、俺たちはこれだけ努力してこれほどの行動力を見せたんだ。もう一回取引の候補に考えてみてもいいんじゃないか。
Yeah, and I guess that's also a reason why they were cut out of the deal on the first round.
なんだ、笑ってるのは俺だけか。
あ、行っちゃった。一番怪しいって人だけどいいの？
とりあえず私たちは重要な証拠を持っているから、カンタロ商会に提出して事件を告発すればメンデス工業は信用を失うことになる。カンタロ商会の影響力は文明地帯全域にわたるもの。信用を失うということが何を意味するか分かっているはずよ。
まあ逃げるよな。ちょっとでも遅れたら逃げられなくなる。
これはすぐには解決できない難しい問題です。すみません管理人、私もちょっと無理をしたところがありました。我が社の現状を鑑みると、たった一つの取引ですぐにどうにかなるようなものではなく、だから私も考え直しました。もし取引を中断したいというのならそれでもいいです。構いません。
本当？こんな苦労したのに？
Almost got yourself killed. I was about to sign the deal with you.
毒蛇を見て何と言いますか、あそこまで自分を追い詰める必要なんてあるのかと。たかが仕事ですよ。失敗したって大したことじゃありません。この数日走り回って殴られて認証キーをなくして本当についてなかったですが、とにかく縁がないものはどんなに頑張っても手に入らない、そういうものなのだと痛感しました。
ほう、なんか急に悟ったって感じだね。
ひとまずこれで話は終わりです。我が社の状況は把握していると思いますので、今日の運勢に憐れみの心を大切にって書いてあったんです。そのせいか何なのか管理人、
I pity him, but what he did was criminal.
私はああなりたくはないんです。まずは真面目にコツコツと仕事をする。どうしてもやっていけなくなったら思い切ってこっちに引っ越して新しい生活を始めるのもいいかもしれませんね。
思い切ってって4号家賃が第2候補なの、なんかしっくりこないな。
冗談ですよ。さすがに今日結論を出すのは難しいでしょうから私は帰ります。もし用があればいつでもご連絡くださいね。
Hold on, let's update the files first. Just group photo. We got bro actually crying. I mean, it's time to make our final decision. Let's review the files of these 3 agents. An unfortunate folk. Oh, about Hartman. He gave up? Skip. He's not trustworthy. No go. Circumstances don't justify atrocity. For Alexander. About Hans, very problematic. Get legal. Collect the evidence and report them. There is rewards coming. I'll need some time to complete the file on these 3 agents. Which of these companies are we going to work with? Let's meet at the usual place. I guess the smaller one is really the only option, since one was trying to scam us and the other was planning that scam from behind the lines.
さん、お帰りなさい。どうでした？そうですか。
Okay, my mind has been made up.
どうするんですか？
I don't like any of them. Restart the bidding.
なるほど。実際に会ってみて良い感触が得られなかったということですかね。では一度仕切り直しにして他の取引先を検討してみましょう。とにかく今回は本当にお疲れ様でした、管理人さん。
Okay, that was a bit of a weird mission, but I guess it's something I would have expected for a factory-type game. Having to choose some partners to work with, rather than just running around and killing stuff. Looks like we still have plenty of quests to do. It's been a while, I need to go do a few chores around. So I'm afraid that's going to be it for me for today. Honestly, loved Yvonne's quest. That was so freaking good. I still put it second compared to Levatines, but it's going to be difficult to try and find an excuse to skip Yvonne right now. Still, time's calling, so as always, thanks a lot to everyone for coming by and having a little bit of a chat with me while playing these latest story quests, and see you guys around soon. Have a nice night, have a nice dinner. Ciao!